Tyrol will seize the throne and place Montravia under the Serbian jackboot. And rather than see that happen, I will cut your throat. Do you understand, sire? Will there be a crown?
Majesty. I look just like a Majesty person. And the booties, they are creaking like a king.
Like a valet. This is how a king walks. There will have to be a lot of sitting.
On thrones? I know how kings are sitting on thrones.
A strained vocal cord, I think. The king will not be able to speak for a few days.
Not speak, but I need to speak.
Lady Mariana, your fiancé.
Carl, you're back. Where on earth have you been? No. On second thoughts, perhaps it's best you do not tell me.
Your ladyship, His Majesty has strained a vocal cord during his escape from the Serbian assassination attempt. Perhaps it would be better if he did not... Your Majesty, remember your throat.
You'd almost think you liked me, Carl.
I believe he is indicating that he likes you very much.
Really? Then it is not because my family is the oldest in Montravia and the most influential?
I believe His Majesty is indicating that he has chosen you for your grace, your intelligence, and your beauty, your ladyship.
How strange, Marshal Krasnov. I was under the impression that you had chosen me. I'd assumed Carl was too busy roaming the forests.
If you would be so kind, your ladyship, His Majesty is eager to attend to the business he was forced to neglect during his
Business? Carl, what has come over you? He didn't bang himself on the head while he was gone, did he?
As he grows older, His Ladyship, His Majesty is coming to take his responsibilities more seriously.
It's a shame the Serbian army is going to turn Montravia into a wasteland.
Don't forget, Rebecca, it was the Montravians who kidnapped my valet.
Even if they decided to take him as their king, surely they must have realized their mistake by now.
Well, they may decide to keep him anyway. Say the Serbs are trying to assassinate King Carl before he can sign the treaty with Hungary. They may think it's useful to have an extra target, one that's expendable.
As a result of the border closing, Your Majesty, the town of Slate has suffered terrible unemployment. Unless we can export our famous vegetable preserves, the entire region will die.
His Majesty proposes that the unemployed men of Sleat be employed digging a canal between your river and River Zuga, thus providing work for the people of Sleat, water for the farmers of the lower Zuga without infringing on the rights of the Count, and a means of exporting Sleat's famous vegetable preserves now that Serbian forces have closed the border.
Of course, there he is! There he is! See? I told you, didn't I? I told you. There he is. That is my valet.
Damnation.
Shut up, Phileas. He obviously doesn't want us to give the game away.
He says the king is his valet.
That's not what he said at all. May I introduce Mr. Phileas Fogg of London, His Majesty's new English valet. On behalf of the Pensfield Chelsea Agency for Gentlemen's Gentlemen and Lesser Domestics, may I offer my apologies for Mr. Fogg's late arrival and trust, Your Majesty, that you will honor the agreement and take him into your service.
Bow, Phileas, and mean it.
Word has reached me, Father, that you have set up a school in the village, teaching the peasant children how to read and write, study history, geography, that sort of thing. But if peasant children learn to read and write, Father, they'll stop being peasants. And then who will till the land and pay me my rents? Idiot.
My Lord Tyrol. The Falcon brought this.
King Carl is back, and strangely changed. He plans to sign the Hungarian treaty on the 17th.
Thank you for going along with the deception, sir. You may have averted the European war. The king has disappeared after a Serbian assassination attempt, and for the next week, your man has gallantly offered to impersonate him.
With all due respect, no one is going to believe that Passepartout is a gentleman, let alone the scion of an ancient royal family.
They already believe it, Phileas. Weren't you watching down there in the throne room? And, may I say you seem to have gone down very well as a valet.
My dear Rebecca, if you think for 1 minute I'm going to continue this absurd charade, you're very much mistaken
If you
indeed.
back out now, sir, your valet is exposed as an imposter. Montravia will be invaded by Serbia, and none of us is likely to get out of here alive.
Unless the real king is found.
We are scouring the country, sir. The king has gone to ground, which is what one might have expected of him, the self-indulgent sot. You would need the eyes of an eagle to find him in these woods.
Or the vantage point of an eagle. I'll take the Aurora and look for him while you do your undercover work, Rebecca.
I think it would be better if Miss Fogg went in search of the king.
Because?
Because if she finds him, she has a much better chance of persuading him to return than Monsieur Verne does. And now, Mr. Fogg, if you are going to convince the court you are His Majesty's valet, perhaps you would lay out his next official uniform. And he always takes a bath at this time of day. Temperature 98.6 degrees exactly, if you please.
I do not know what got into Carl. He never took an interest in castle life before. He was always trying to get away from here. And from me.
He must have been blind, your ladyship.
Perhaps he was. This agency is extremely thorough, Mr. Verne. To send not only a valet, but an escort to accompany him.
We at Penfield Chelsea are famous for our attention to detail, your ladyship.
And the woman, did the agency set her to make sure you arrive safely?